Georgia artists. We're at Record Heaven in historic downtown Griffin, Georgia. Our special guest is big band crooner Douglas Cameron. Thank you for being with us today, Douglas.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. So I hear that the big band genre is kind of making a comeback. Tell us a little bit about that, because that's what your forte is, right?
Well, with the amazing sales of Michael Bublé, you know, selling out places like Madison Square 2 nights in a row, and I think you know, I think Harry Connick kind of pushed it a little bit, and you know, Michael Bublé kind of took off with it, and it's just making a big comeback. And it's something that I grew up hearing it in my house, but I grew up playing rock when I was younger. I was in a rock band.
Really?
And I just I think my father passed away, and it was something that was always dear to him, and it was dear to me because I heard it in the house all the time, and it was just music that really filled my heart, even at a young age. I loved it, and so I really wanted to attempt it, and I did a demo, and the next thing led to the next thing, and then it just took off, and it's actually working, and I love it. It's wonderful.
So the rock to the big band was a pretty easy transition for you.
Really easy. Well, I couldn't believe it. It was kind of funny. My band was offered a gig at the Atlanta Peach Drop, which is a pretty big thing they have every year on New Year's, and I sent in you know, the rock band stuff, and they really never responded, and there was about a week left in the deadline, and so I sent in this demo that I did 3 songs, big band stuff, and they kind of immediately called me back, and so it just kind of answered the question.
Yeah.
You know, I guess you need to be doing this style of music. So I said goodbye to rock and said hello to big band, you know, big band orchestrated type stuff.
So let's shift gears just a little bit. Why don't you tell me a little bit about you? Where are you from?
I'm originally from Columbia, South Carolina. I grew up being a drummer. I started on drums probably when I was 8 or 9 years old, and I stayed with that. I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, out of Columbia, and you know, got into a band. And I really wanted to write songs. I really didn't want to do cover music, but at the time, everybody was the big hair, and everybody was playing cover music. You remember the big hair and the makeup? Had like spandex and stuff. But when I moved to Charleston, I really found the blues in my soul, and I found myself, and actually an edge of jazz and stuff in Charleston. And I started getting that sense of, wow, that would be cool to do one day. But I said I'll wait it out and do and just try on this rock thing for a long time. But I was playing in a band. I was playing drums, and the singer quit, and they asked me if I could sing because I was singing backups on the drums. So I started singing, and boom, it happened, and I
You were the star.
I did rock. I was a star all of a sudden. I started doing rock. You know, I started being a rock vocalist instead of a rock drummer. And I moved to Atlanta. I had to go to the closest, biggest city because I didn't want to leave too far away from my family and friends. So I went to Atlanta, and I moved here to Atlanta. And I did rock here for a long time, and one day it just dawned on me, I want to try something different.
So you just shot your first video.
Yep.
How was it?
It was amazing. We shot "Fly Me to the Moon" by Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
It's not my song, but the video is great. I'm working with an awesome director and a great videographer. He's Joey Pruitt from Pruitt Digital, and he's out of Georgia. Out of Griffin, Georgia, actually, a small town, and we shot it there. And it was just, you know, the old town had the old feel and the old buildings, and just that, it just was so right. It was so right. He's like, you know, come here and check this out. And I did, and it was amazing. And he's so easy to get along with. I didn't know anything. I was so nervous, and he's just like, oh, just chill out, don't worry about it. We just went right into it, and it was just, you know, I did my thing and he did his.
Like a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words.
So your dad is your inspiration. Can you tell me a little bit more about him? What he was like? You know, how he inspired you?
I think that he was probably my biggest inspiration as far as music, because you know, he just always had that cool approach to talking me and to trying something musically. He was a vice president of a bank, and he was going up for presidency, and he didn't get it, and he was really bummed out about it. And he told me, I remember saying, you know, if you ever do anything, just stay with what you believe in and do it to the day you die. And he really, I think, wanted to be a musician, and he just didn't go for it. Yeah. And he resented it his whole life, I think. And he just told me, if music's what you want, go for it. Do not back down, and do it and be the best at what you do, you know. And that's... It's
those moments that you never forget.
I'll never forget that. I just, every time I think about him nowadays, and my mom, it invokes those feelings that really just, you know, when I sing it, when I'm singing, it's all about them. It's about what they would love to hear me sing. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it all comes from, probably.
Right. That's beautiful. Do you have a Facebook we can find you at?
No, I've never had. What's Facebook? Never heard of it. I'm just kidding. I have a Facebook page. It's Douglas Cameron on Facebook. And please write me a note. Say hey. I'd love to hear from everybody. It would be really nice.
That's great. That's great. You have a fan page?
And to have a fan page.
Okay.
And everything is, all my dates will be on there, or either on the website, dcameronmusic.com. And all the tour dates will be in there. Everything will be on there. All my information. My phone number's even up there. So I might have to take it down, but right now it's up
Ladies.
there. So there you go.
So do you have any songs out on the web that we can see? Is that all on your face?
Well, yeah, I have Blue Moon. I have Sway. I've got about 10 or 15 songs that are on my website, and you can hear every single one of them, and kind of get a taste of what you're going to hear when you see me live.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, there's a
So, what do you have coming up? Where can we find you?
Well, I'm going to be one of the artists at the Jazz Festival this year in Atlanta at the Fox.
Wow.
It's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a great space.
I've always wanted to play that room. I'm doing some stuff in Tennessee, New York, South Carolina. Wow, I've got a lot of gigs coming up, and I'm I'm ready to get out there. So I'm just hungry to start touring with this orchestra.
So is there anything you'd like to say to your family, friends, fans?
I definitely want to say thank you to all my friends and family and fans. The fans have been amazing. All the support that I've gotten, all the letters, the responses on Facebook, it's just been crazy. And I also want to thank you for having me on your show. I mean, you have a great show, and I love watching you every week. You're pretty funny. You're really funny.
Thank you. It was a pleasure having you.
I can't thank my fans enough and my friends. And I'll definitely see you guys out there on the road, and it's been great being here tonight. So thank you again.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
That wraps up another week of Georgia Artist. We thank our guest, Douglas Cameron, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time.